So, all right, so you got your jokes down on paper. You're going to the Squire now. You're going to, where else? Other places?
I love El Chorito, Timmy Lasley's room, which is on 21st and Larimer.
Mm-hmm.
She's another one of those people. I started a Twitter when I first started out, and I was just like, I'm just going to post jokes and hope for the best.
Okay.
And she followed me, and then one day she was just like, you know what, guys, you should follow Kira because she's really funny, and because of her, I think it's the only reason people started, and it's just gotten better since then, so I owe her a lot. She's been insanely supportive.
Did you do her 51st joke show?
I did not.
Okay. That was a fun night.
Yeah, I don't even think I could have made it down. I think I was in the middle of something that semester.
Okay.
But, and she's one of the comics who's been doing it, who's also very supportive of new talent. Although El Chorito can be a really rough room to do because it is all comics and...
Okay.
But it's, it's something you have to learn. Like,
Yeah.
That's just something that's going to keep up is don't ever be threatened by people telling you that you're getting better, and don't ever assume that you're doing your best. You better hope you're not doing your best at an open mic. You better hope that you have a lot of room for improvement at any of those.
Yeah, that's where you grow, I guess.
Definitely.
The
I mean, if that's where your
gig is.
Yeah. I actually, recently, just because my time has been a little more limited, I haven't gotten to test a lot of things at open mics the way I normally did, so it's really nerve-wracking to try and do a show without having ever ground tested a joke to see if there's even a little ripple of laughter. So if there's a ripple of laughter at an open mic, you'll probably get a crowd roar in a regular room, and then the past couple things I've written, I just haven't had time to go out. Do
you write with a team? Do you have a partner? A lot of people here in town are teaming up and becoming the who or the what and the growlings and the...
Yeah, there's a few.
Oh,
I couldn't
take the cap off that before I drink.
I do that all the time.
Do you have do you have a support system as far as writing, as far as comedy, or just your guy, or?
Not really. I mean, I guess I'd say my friends and my brothers, really, it's not, I don't want to say I bounce ideas off them, but usually the ideas will come up through talking to them. And then sometimes our conversations turn into me working out bits, which is very shallow, but
it happens.
Works really well.
You have a day job, too.
Yeah, the deli.
So a day job,
school,
homework, and stand-up.
And I'm part of the extracurricular STEM club at our school.
What is extracurricular STEM club?
The STEM club is science, technology, engineering, and math.
Yes.
And I am the president of the group. It's just a group that meets outside of school to do these projects. Right now we're growing plants, and we're supposedly going to do a podcast pretty soon, so that'll be interesting.
Now we're in Colorado. You should tell them what kind of plants you're growing to make sure that...
I'm not the plant grower. I'm just the one who makes sure all the people show up. I think we're growing, they're all vegetables and herbs. I remember there's a couple tomatoes. I know there's some big beef tomatoes. There's some peppers.
Why did you say it like that? Big beef.
Because
there's a joke in
this
there.
This girl, she started all the seedlings and she labeled them all in these little, dirt things, and they had this little, I don't know enough about plants to know what any of these are, but she had masking tape with the names of all of them, and some of them are just names of plants, like cilantro, I know what that is, bell pepper, I know what that is, and then there's just big beef. It's what is that going to grow into? It's is this the new form of GMO where we just grow the cow and we call it organic?
We'll be coming up out of there pretty soon.
So that was just big beef, and that was fun. So that's another use of my time.
So have you went on the road at all? Have you done any outside of Denver gigs, or are you looking to do that? Or is that
I would love to do that. I cannot drive yet.
Because you cannot drive yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
How long before you can drive again?
Well, whenever I get my permit. I never learned to drive. When I was 16, in the Springs, they fingerprint you to get your permit. And I was 16, so I was a little anarchist, and I was like, they can't take my fingerprints for that. And then that became real inconvenient, but a lot harder to get lessons from people. I'm actually hoping to start a little series, like some videos of comics teaching me how to drive. But everyone's pretty scared of trying to do that, so we'll see if that works out or not.
A different version of comics and cards.
Yeah, instead of
Comics
comics
and
getting
cars,
coffee, it's like comics teaching me how to drive. It's like, how funny can you be?
So you
when
never
you're
learned to
terrified?
drive?
Never did.
Well, you can do that here in Denver. You don't really, I mean, if you're
Yeah.
here in I don't know about Colorado Springs, but here in Denver, you really don't have to drive.
Yeah, Colorado Springs, you really should have a car, but Denver, you can get it pretty much anywhere on your bike.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So dream with me. Let's say, you know, you have made it, 5 years from now, and you're doing comedy. What do you see yourself doing?
I really want to start a venue.
You want to open a room?
Yeah, I want to start something. Basically, it would run a mic and have a showcase and just be able to like help start people's shows and kind of like stay on the ground floor with everyone.
What do you think of the venue explosion here in Colorado?
I think it's, I don't want to say temporary, but it's very, what is the word? It's very up and down. Like these places are gonna pop up and disappear.
Very tenuous.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's very hard to get attached to new ones, just because I see a lot of them starting and struggling, and I see some that are on their way out. So there's definitely a shelf life.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm really grateful that we have them, because I know there's plenty of places that don't have shows on every night, but I think it's great that we do. But realistically, I know that not all of them can survive, so I don't know, that's my thoughts on that.
Cool.